In modern pop culture, magic is usually treated as a neutral fantasy, a skill learned at a fictional boarding school, or a spell cast in a video game. But in Islamic theology, magic, or sihr, is a very real and strictly forbidden act of cosmic treason. To understand how magic operates, you must recognize a core tenet of the Islamic worldview, al-ghaib, or the unseen. Humanity is not alone on Earth. According to the Quran, humans were molded from dense clay, but we share this planet with the jinn, created from smokeless fire. Like us, they possess free will, existing on a spectrum from righteous believers to entirely malicious entities. The existence of this invisible, autonomous ecosystem is the mandatory prerequisite. Without the jinn, black magic simply cannot happen. The origin of this forbidden practice goes back to the dawn of human existence. When God created the first human, Adam, he commanded all celestial entities to bow before him. One entity, Iblis, refused. He made an arrogant calculation. Because he was made of fire, he was inherently superior to a creature made of clay. For his pride, Iblis was cursed and banished. However, he requested and received a divine reprieve, giving him time to operate until Judgment Day. During this delay, Iblis developed a strategy for revenge. He would prove humanity was unworthy of God's favor by tempting them to illegally cross the boundary of the unseen and wield its power. Every modern act of black magic operates as a direct extension of this primordial grudge. So how does a human actually cast a spell? In Islam, a magician, known as a Sihr, possesses zero supernatural power of their own. This chart illustrates the core contract of magic. To get what they want, the magician must commit severe acts of shirk, or polytheism. They degrade themselves spiritually to appease malevolent jinn, and in return, those jinn grant them influence in the physical world. The jinn act as the unseen operators, executing the magician's will. They are the mechanism used to inflict inexplicable illnesses, create terrifying psychological illusions, or even drive a wedge between a husband and wife. To initiate these pacts, magicians rely on physical anchors. The Quran warns believers to seek protection from the evil of those who blow on knots, referring to physical binding rituals sealing these dark agreements. Magicians also use esoteric talismans and complex letter-based formulas. This geometric lattice, surrounded by dense handwritten Arabic, is a tool to formalize tacts with the unseen. Medieval grimoires containing pages like this blend serious spiritual danger with highly illicit, complex instructions for summoning and commanding these entities. Ultimately, sihr is a mechanism of submission. The magician isn't mastering the demons, they are completely submitting to them. The historical origin point for human magic is tied to Babylon, seen here in its blue-tiled monumental gate. According to the Quran, this is where two angels, Harut and Marut, taught magic to men. But God didn't introduce this knowledge as a gift. It was explicitly deployed as a fitna, a severe spiritual trial. The angels even warned the people, "We are only a temptation, so do not disbelieve," before teaching them anything. There is also a strict theological limit on this power. The Quran makes it explicitly clear that magic cannot actually harm anyone without God's direct permission. The power a magician wields is an illusion of worldly control. It is permitted to exist by God solely to test the limits and sincerity of human faith. Because of this, the consequences for practicing magic are absolute. Witchcraft is classified as one of the 7 deadly sins in Islam, and the magician's soul is forfeit. For the victim of a curse, the orthodox Islamic countermeasure is ruqya, outlined here on this title page, detailing healing according to the Quran and Sunnah. Ruqya operates on a simple premise. The only way to combat a threat from the unseen is to directly invoke the creator of the unseen. This involves reciting specific verses, like the ornate Arabic calligraphy and circular gold seal shown here. Passages such as Ayatul Kursi, the throne verse, act as an invisible veil, neutralizing curses and expelling malevolent jinn. When facing an illicit weapon from the unseen, the only viable defense is the sovereign protective power of the one who created it. A magician relies on forbidden, transactional demonic power. Contrast that with the men praying in this mosque, who draw their strength directly from their connection to the divine. the presence of black magic in the world is not a flaw in God's design. It acts as a deliberate spiritual filter, separating those who seek worldly shortcuts from those who trust in the Almighty. True power does not come from subjugating the unseen fire of the jinn. It comes from mankind's willing submission to God.